Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Today we will present about our ISAS. The title is Firewall Network Security System. We are from 4SC3 class. And before we started, let we introduce ourselves. My name is Arvida Dwi Lestari and my partner is
Arya Gandhi.
Okay. About this presentation, in this presentation, we will discuss about what is firewall, firewall network security system, firewall architecture, how to configure and use our firewall, advent and the advent of using firewall.
Firewall. What's firewall? Firewall are software or hardware that work the data and enter your computer network. Firewall can packet for malicious code or attack vector that have already been identified as established threat. Should a data package be flagged and determined to be a secure risk? The firewall prevents it from entering the network or reaching your computer. Types of firewall: personal firewall and network firewall.
Network firewall. What is network firewall? Network firewall to protect the network as a whole from various kinds of attacks. There are two types of firewall that are commonly encountered, namely as a discovery device or software installed on the server. Network firewall are usually in the form of invisibility from the user and user routing technology to determine which packets are approved and which packets are rejected. Network firewall has several main characteristics, namely packet filter firewall, circuit level gateway, application level gateway, firewall stateful.
Firewall architecture. Uh, One, the dual hornet house architecture. Two, secret house architecture. Three, secret subnet architecture. Arch- Dual host architecture. This architecture is built around a dual hornet house computer that is a computer that has at least two network interface. To implement the dual host architecture, type the router function. This host is disabled. The system inside the firewall can communicated with the dual hornet host architecture system outside. The firewall can communicate with the dual hornet host, but these two hornets cannot communicate it directly.
Screened host architecture. The screened architecture prevents traffic from a host on the internal network using a separate router. Security in this architecture is done by using packet filtering. Any external system that tries to access the internal system must connect to the Bayesian host. Bayesian hosts are required for a high level of security. Bayesian hosts are on the internal network.
Circuit subnet architecture. The subnet architecture adds an additional layer of security to the screen host architecture by adding a network parameter that future isolate the internal network from the internal network.
How to configure and use the firewall? For configure a firewall, first we go to the Windows setting. The first step, go to Windows setting by pressing the Windows key plus E on the keyboard. And to select the Update and Security menu. Next, the setting window, select the Update and Selecting menu. Click on the Security tab on the Updates and Security page. Click on the Windows Security tab and select the Firewall of Network Protection menu. In this right pane, click the menu name Firewall and Network Protection. Two ways of setting and activating the Windows 10 Firewall.
To config how to configuration and use the firewall. Hah? Lanjut, yang tadi lanjutin. Enable Windows Firewall. You will find the three menu names: domain network, private network, and public network. Click the menu one by one, then activate the firewall on all three by pressing the button on Microsoft Defender Firewall to on. Advanced and defensive of using firewall. Advanced, keeping user from being detected to dangerous sites usage of phishing. Can block certain sites such as porn site or gambling and attach. 3. Firewall can record all activities related to data flow efficiently. All traffic flows through the firewall can be overread and logged. 4. Firewall can be applied to ordinary network device. 5. Is easier to trace it if there is configuration error because the firewall is made in a scription language version. 6. A firewall prevent hacker and remote to access. Desensitivate. One cost installing of a firewall can be costly depending on the spotty location required. 3, 2. Performance. This is affect as each packet has to be verified for authenticity before it is allowed into the network. 3. Virus and malware. There are a few limitations in a firewall like its inability to prevent virus and malware attack, for which spare part application would be required at the individual system level. 4. A network level firewall might bring in a false sense of security in employees and make them slacken on the securing individual system. Companies need to make all employees understand the concept of firewall and importance of a firewall for information security and their responsibility. 5. Firewall maintenance and upgrading required extra manpower and resource.
Okay, enough for us. Thank you for attention. If any question, you can request me and sorry. Uh, Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.